Hey everyone, exciting news as most of you have probably already seen now. Age of the Ring has finally released the long-awaited version 9.0, which is the standalone version. So now, for everyone who has been too intimidated by the process in the past of trying to get this amazing mod installed because of all the manual installation hassles, now you don't have to go through all of that. It's all in one. It's literally just as simple as downloading it here at this link, which I'll include in the description. And once you download it, by the way, it includes BFME 2 and Rise of the Witch King in it. But once you install it, it's just one click, man. It's one click. It is so easy. And as I said, it includes BFME 2 and Rise of the Witch King. So the mod file that you're going to download is about twice as big as it used to be in the past because it includes those games. And the reason it includes those games in it is because, again, it's an all-in-one installer. So for those of you who might not know, you have to have certain specific patches of both BFME 2 and Rise of the Witch King, which used to be a bit of a hassle to try to have to go and find. I have a whole manual installation guide, and you can take a look through that if you're so inclined. I'll include the link to that here as well. But this is so much simpler. So, why do that? Anyways, so something to keep in mind here though is if you wanted to see some of their breakdowns for the AOTR standalone and launchers and all that, they have a dedicated article that they released the other day right here, which I'll also include in the description. Has a very big breakdown here. It's great stuff. You can go through all the details of what each of these little options mean and all that. What PvP mode means, testing mode, windowed, house colors, the options menu here, everything. And for those of you who might have had a hassle in the past with trying to get it working on Game Ranger, it is so much easier now. You just simply go down to the options. You go to PvP mode here, which is right next to launch game, and you just copy and paste this into your file. And again, they have all of this in their guide here. So once you get it all installed and ready to go, I've got it in my computer already, and I'll go through the guide process with you in case you don't want to have to go through and read everything. So you'll see it has Age of the Ring launcher here. By the way, I still have Age of the Ring 8.3.1 installed here. So it'll just say Age of the Ring launcher. Once you get it all going, it's going to scan your system now. It's going to make sure that you have the right versions of everything ready to go. It'll say it down here, scanning BFME 2, scanning ROTWK, and then last scanning AOTR. Now I've already opened this earlier, and it'll say that it'll take sometime between 10-15 minutes for your very first time through, but it'll only take seconds every other time that you go through this. Very, very easy. So much easier than it ever used to be. And now all you have to do is once you've installed it and it's verified everything, you just click launch game and that's it. Unbelievably simple. And the great thing about the Age of the Ring launcher, all-in-one launcher here, is that it comes complete with an auto updater. So anytime a new update has to come through, you don't have to reinstall the game like you used to in the past. All you have to do is just go to update. Instead of saying launch game, it'll automatically say update game. And as you can see down here, 9.0 just released a day or two ago, and already it's at 9.0.2. It has been automatically updated. No hassle whatsoever. And as you can see here, they have some articles ready to rock and roll for you to read. Balance changes that they wrote out a while back, I think about a month or two ago. Not even really. And you can read their article again, like I mentioned, about their standalone breakdown. You can take a look at new adventure factions that are still coming up, and they'll always keep updating this now for you. Whatever is new, it's going to be there. Now, for anyone who has not been familiar with the old Age of the Ring 8.0 options tool, this has been around for a while now, but for anyone who is now jumping into Age of the Ring for the very first time ever, there are what are called adventure factions that are included in this game. And that's basically like sub-factions. So they'll take, for instance, the Erebor faction, and they'll make it into a whole new kind of faction with new spellbook powers and different units. Sometimes they'll completely take units out altogether. They'll put in new heroes, etc. And you'll have whole new adventure factions that you can click on. In the map selection, it'll say Adventure Durin's Folk, for instance, and that'll be the new version of the faction of Erebor, or the dwarves. Now, the reason I bring this up here is because there is a thing called the map generator right here. And you can actually make your own adventure maps based off of those adventure factions. Now, by default in the game, there's only a select few, one per each adventure faction. But you can make any map that you want. It's great. And then if you ever wanted to go over and try to find that custom map for any reason, you just go open a custom maps, and it takes you right to that file. Very, very easy. And then if you ever needed to try and find precisely where it is, you can now see that Rise of the Witch King has its own folder now, already installed for you. And so does BFME 2. It's all in the same folder now. And AOTR. Very easy. Now, something important about the vanilla games that the Age of the Ring mod has in its files now is that those are just the older versions of the games that they built their mod on. So this is going to be, they're not going to be the most updated ones. Their job is not to have the most updated vanilla games. They're only going to have the older versions at all times now. So if you wanted the more updated ones, then you'd have to go elsewhere, such as to the all-in-one launcher that the fine folks of those games have helped to make. And I have a guide on that too, by the way, if you want to go check that out. I also have a manual installation guide. So I'll send you I'll put the links down in the descriptions as well. You also have a stats screen now. Now, because I have yet to play 9.0, I have nothing in here. But you just go on each of these for per faction, and you'll see a whole list of stats, just like it used to show you in the default or the vanilla games. And then over here is your options. And as I said, you can go to their site and take a look at it for the breakdown. But for those of you who might not know, Age of the Ring for a very long time made it to where they had no team colors or house colors. The team colors are, of course, like your, shiny, bright colors that they slap onto the units instead of keeping it authentic and genuine to the unit itself. It's just to help you to I quickly identify your troops, especially in the midst of battles with the same factions. So you can enable or disable those. And this is a really neat feature because let's say that you like them, but you're playing with players who don't, not a problem at all. The other players won't see them. Only you will see them. And then windowed mode, that's kind of self-explanatory. You can just play the game in a windowed mode where you can just quickly exit out and don't have to alt-tab out or anything like that, move it around. Now testing mode is a really cool feature in that it opens up the option to use their own custom hero called Restore Man. Restore Man is a little hero that lets you basically test out all kinds of different abilities for your units, your heroes, your factions, all this stuff, because he unlocks quick level up options. He'll let you get all the spellbook powers all at once for a faction, and he lets you instantly recruit heroes and units, all that fun stuff. Now PvP mode, it has what's called a delay fix when you go to play online, and this is to help reduce lag. You want this enabled only for when you play PvP on Game Ranger. And then you can change your menu theme when you go to pop up the game. Instead of just the default into the west, or not, excuse me, into the west, but you know, default whatever it is when you launch the game, the splash screen, you can change it up. There's all kinds of different options here. And you can change your resolution as well. That's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's such a world of difference from the way that it used to be. You can also go down to View Changelog to see any and all changes that they have made to each release. Go over here, and as you can see, version 9.02 is out, and you can take a look. So let's say that we do actually make a map here, an adventure map. So I'm going to do the Angmar faction. Select a map. We'll go with Island Varen. Create the map. Okay. Now we go up to the launch game. We'll go into it and I'll show you, along with the testing mode. So I'll go back over to here. Testing mode. We'll get Restore Man in there. Alright, so when you finally do get into the game, here you can see at the top I have my custom adventure map, Island Varen. And I put it at the top just by simply clicking this a couple of times. Much easier than scrolling through and trying to find it. And as you can see, it says Dol Guldur is replaced by Adventure Angmar. And that's how it is on the default Adventure Angmar map as well. So you would have to pick Dol Guldur if you wanted to have your adventure faction of Angmar playable, including in this custom map. Now in this one we also have the testing mode hero, Restore Man, so we're going to do both at the same time. Alright, so as you can see, here is Restore Man, and here is our new fortress, the Angmar fortress, which looks incredible. Okay, but there's a number of abilities that he has. So, you go ahead and you use this power here if you want to get all of your max spellbook points. I'm going to put it over here so that way it doesn't get shot by arrows.
Here alive.
Boom. Now you've got all spellbook power points. Boom, boom, boom. And all unique to, well, not completely unique, but you know what I mean. Most of them are, some of them are variations on the same thing. Others are truly completely unique. So you'll have to go through and check them out. This is probably the most interesting one here. Summoning an undead mammoth. There it is. Alright, other powers that Restore Man has
A lair of wargs is near.
You can heal nearby allies and fully refresh their special ability timers, so you get a hero out, and you can just keep refreshing his ability timers. You can also level up heroes by a rank.
The enemy has grown bold.
You can give your units and structures excellent experience, so if you have any structures you want to instantly level up, just use that power on them. And you can also have the Ring of Power.
Wargs, wretched beasts.
So
We
go ahead
have
and
the
grab that.
ring. Bring it to the master.
Okay, and now you have not only the one ring, but you can instantly equip heroes. Oh, and
My master's
give yourself
lair
instant
glows
upgrades.
in splendor.
Well, maybe not instantly recruit heroes. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but it does work that way for other things. So if you wanted to, for instance, get your units out really quickly, they would instantly spawn. And then the last one on the list, you can summon Morgamir from the vanilla game. And I'm going to put him way over here so he doesn't get shot by arrows. And so that way you can just have something to kind of test units and heroes against. You gotta love this stuff.
What is this? More ruins?
Use your clout. Go there. Come with me. Go back.
Boom. So, lots of fun. And here's what I mean by this. So instantly, now you can just keep recruiting and recruiting to your heart's content here.
Fight or die. Simple.
And that is Restore Man in a nutshell. Lots of fun.
All meat for the
And you can just keep beating up on Morgamir there, because why not? But anywho, so that's the Age of the Ring 9.0 installation in a nutshell. Oh yeah. And he zooms around the map here.
Just don't let him see.
And it is the same thing for heroes. Alright. Well, that's about it, folks. So, have fun with Age of the Ring 9.0 for everyone out there who's been too intimidated to try the installation in the past. Your intimidation is a thing of the past. This is super, super easy and lots of fun. Oh, but if you needed to get onto Game Ranger, I'll show you this right now. Okay. By the way, you can turn this back off, but normally when you go to reboot Age of the Ring, this will be automatically off too. Alright, so now if you wanted to play online on Game Ranger, you can see here these things. When you go to actually get into a game, it'll pop up a window for you. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't have anyone to play with at the moment to show you. But it will pop up a window and it will ask for these lines in it. Game executable and extra flags, and you just put each of these, copy and paste each of these into those lines, and then you start the game. Very, very easy. And that's it, folks. So if you have any questions or concerns, just shoot me a message and I'll be happy to help. Have fun. And if you enjoy great BFME content and things that you might not be able to find anywhere else, check out the rest of my channel. I've got lots of videos on the mechanics of BFME, from things as detailed as the attribute modifier series, where I go into detail about how it's all broken down in the vanilla games compared to the Age of the Rings overhaul. I've got a whole series that I'm just about to finish on the fire mechanic as well. And if you like other things, I have some great Fortress Battle replays and a whole host of other things like how to play Haradwaith, how to play Lothlorien, and some other things that you might find interesting. So check them out.